Okay, good evening, everyone, once again, and welcome to the Giant Bootcamp 3.0, where we're discussing on personal branding for creatives. Thank you so much for joining this session tonight. Our speaker is here as well, and shortly I'll be reading his bio before we begin the session tonight. Kindly share this link with someone that needs to be here, or remind someone that you shared this link with or who has registered to be a part of this session tonight. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to be reading our speaker's bio for tonight. Our speaker is Precious Kachi, and popularly known as Dr. Poe. He's a graphic designer, idea catalyst, brand identity designer, and UI and UX enthusiast and lover of God. He is the founder and chairman at Poe International, a branding company focused on inventing and innovating businesses with the potential to stand the fast-growing global trends. He is also the co-founder of Poe Hotspots, a leadership community to motivate and drive the need to build capacity and character. He is also the co-convener of Design Rethink events, a creative but a business-centered event to educate and inspire today's creativity to be relevant for today's growing business needs. He's focused on building businesses and people's skills. He's passionate about youth and personal development, driven by innovation and creativity, trends, and strategic collaborations at different levels. He is a BSc holder in estate management, backed certificate training in human resource communication in today's fluid workspace. He's also in the brand management and strategy development sector, career planning expert in user experience. He's a diploma holder in graphic design, certificate at Google Digital Skill for Africa. He has gained robust work experience in the finance sectors, including asset management outlets and microfinance bank in corporate communications as a digital designer and communications analyst. He's currently a creative lead of a startup in the diaspora. He's a member at the Yali Africa, and he has partnered with several media and youth development events, such as the International Youth Diplomacy Conference in Ghana, the Innovation Growth Up Entrepreneurship event in partnership with the state government of Abia State Government, and so much more. So let us welcome our speaker tonight, Dr. Poe. I know he's in the house. You can drop your favorite emojis to celebrate him as he speaks to us tonight on social media, content creation, and more. You're welcome, Dr. Poe. Over to you.
Point, I was asking myself, am I the owner of the bio?
Good evening and welcome. It was such a long read anyway.
Hi, good evening, everybody, and it's good to be here. At the point, I was asking myself, who actually owns all these things you are reading? So, and we're going to be talking about social media today, but I mean, I believe that people that are here should be social enough to also engage. Good to see you again. Thank you so much for the work you guys did the other time. It was really wonderful. I appreciate that. And also thank you for, bringing and working with the community this while. It's really not easy. I normally tell my team that, when you are on the outside, you are always correct. But when you're actually the one doing the thing, calling the shots, that's the time we know if you are correct. If you are correct, if you know what you are doing or not, right?
Right. Right.
And it calls for, a massive appreciation. The best footballers, they say, are those footballers that's actually watching the match, not the ones on the field. Because the ones, watching the match, actually having a full view, and their experience is actually, limited to their home, what they are seeing in their house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much for, keeping the team up and running. Thank you so much for keeping the team up and running, and for everyone that have been supporting the community. For everyone that has been supporting the community, please keep it up. The idea is not for us to maybe show that we are busy, right? It's for us to create a situation of impact, productivity, also help others. So for you, right, for some people, right, to share is an obligation, right? Is a hunger, is something that they are inspired to do, not because of what they are benefiting from it. While others do it for clout, right? Let's just be on record that I'm doing this. But after a while, you're going to notice the difference between these two set of people. Time will happen to everyone. Time is going to test your vision, it's going to test your goal, it's going to test a lot of things out. So, and also, I want to also add that not everybody might be heading to your direction. So at some point you might notice some setbacks, some people behaving a type of way, some tasks lagging and all of that. But that's how the job comes with the job. It tests your leadership capacity, it tests your tenacity. I tell my team, I wanted to say that anybody that doesn't choose to be a leader have chosen to be poor. And that's on period. Because at every point you want to earn more, you have to lead more. Any organization wants to train you to be a leader. Every organization you encounter, they want to train you to be a leader. They want to train you to be able to work without supervision. It has something it does to your psyche. You work better even as a follower. So if somebody refuses to, take responsibility, it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. This person is going to take the consequences that come with it. So if you also look at it again, you will see that the people that are leading, even in the political space, they must have responsibility at one point or the other, and they earned more. They became who they are today, as and on and on and on. So, Dr. Pope, part of it, I've said several, but not some people still, discover it as we move on. It's Presso Sonikachi Eze. So it's just an acronym, right? And from when I was a little bit younger, when I was growing up, I had a flair for for medicine. Sorry for me, Nigeria, it has become what it has become. So, but as we move forward, I discovered it wasn't just about the flair for medicine. It wasn't what it is. It's about the hunger to provide solution for people, to provide help. And I have done that in a number of ways, in different ways, by actually becoming the help in those different ways. So having said that, I know that you must have been told this is where you're gonna be in the future and all of that stuff. You've planned out some things and you're hell bent on achieving that. That's good for you. But I think it's also a time for everyone at some point in their lives to do an internal evaluation. I'm still gonna get down into that because that will determine your position, your strength to carry you through the media space. So social media is one very amazing space. For the past 2 weeks, we've been talking about the death of Mohbad, and whatever that happened within that period, nobody knew about it. Nobody cared about it. In fact, we're actually vibing to Naira Marley's vibes and dance and all of that stuff. We're happy people with Naira Marley. Those same number of people, those same amount of people that were following Naira Marley, that were, hailing him, and giving him all the accolades for the good work he's doing with the president of the Malians and NBG. Those are the same people that are actually also plunging, against him because of somebody else they are missing, which is Mohbad. For some reason, like I said, I don't know the full story, but that should teach you a very, very good lesson. That sometimes the social media space is not what you think it is. Some people say social media is not real life, but come off it. Perception is reality as far as the media space is concerned. And before you even get to the social media, you as a human being need to understand how the media works and what media is. I'm going to be much practical. I'm not going to bombard you with a lot of theory. It hasn't helped anybody. So I'm going to share practical things. I'm going to share stories. So it's just for you as you watching or listening to me right now to go, do your study, do your research, find out things for yourself, because on social media, there's a lot of things. So back to media. Media has been used by the government, by institutions to create a lot of things, including propaganda. And because people don't have time to verify, it serves as a point of entry. I was talking to a lady the other time. She told me the best way to trend, the best way to grow, the way to actually be big on social media is to provide or be the source of an information that is happening per time. Now, if you open a YouTube account, you're going to also notice that if you go on YouTube, you yourself want to find out what happened. And there are people waiting to give you that response. It's a source that helps, pass information. And it is one that's false, except you go to verify. And truth of the matter is, going to verify, the information you are going to be verifying from was also placed by a human being there. So it's either you are looking for eyewitness, right? Or you have sources and also get that propaganda. Entertainment, 20 people are kept in a room and cameras are all over them and people are watching them. And they're expected to make money for these brands. They're expected to trend. They're expected to, when they are at that place, they come something this, right? How do you explain that? Who told you that it is real? Who told you that they are not playing a game? Who told you they are not playing a script? How do you also explain a content creator that puts a camera on him or herself and moves around of his laptop the other way, close it the other way, and then video? That video on the road is getting a view. How do you also explain a very random person on TikTok moving on the streets of Lagos, saying no matter of things, right? Saying things and maybe dancing or dressed like a lady, and somehow it's getting views. Have you thought about it before? Now, it begs the question for most of us that have real substance to share. So for those of us that have real substance, for those of us that feel that, okay, I'm here for something different, because for everything you have to do, or every space you find yourself, you have to find yourself in that space with a purpose. Because if you don't come there with a purpose, the purpose of other people becomes your purpose. And it might change the direction at which you are moving. It may change a lot of things for you. It might give you a lot of negative negative direction. And by the end of the day, you see yourself addicted in things you didn't plan for. So one of the things I want to talk about is overcoming value content and managing your social media. So I know it's content, but I mean, I'm very particular about valuable content because, like I said, it's a media that doesn't have, you can't like, although after a while, what you fed the algorithm, after a while, you'll be able to, filter what comes to you. All right. So, let's dive right straight into it. So I'm going to also show you guys some. That's why I had this set up. If not, I wouldn't have, gone this far. So I'll show you guys for some of you. I don't know how many of you on social media. You put your hands up in the chat. How many of you have social media accounts? And see you. How many of you have social media accounts? Okay, said I'm on social media. All right. Oh, there's only one person that has social media account. So all these people, they haven't opened an account yet, right? Okay, Oluwaseun Akinwale said he or she has. Are you a he or she? Because now things are happening. So, okay, he has. Beautiful. All right. Okay, you have social media account. Okay, I'm a she. All right. So, all right. So identify as a she, right? Am I correct? All right. So, we have only 4 people that have social media accounts, and that's really a poor number. Okay, all people are not on the call. They're on for God's meeting. They are not back. Okay. So, back to business. All right. So social media impacts has impact on visibility. Again, so for a reason, right? Is one where you can gain visibility. All right, anybody can do anything. In an instance of the case of Mohbad or what just happened with Mohbad, right? A lot of people are just hearing of Mohbad for the first time. Myself, I knew one of his songs, but I didn't know he was the one. I didn't know him by name. So social media was just one way that people were able to get to know him in just a split second. Imagine those days when you have to pay a lot of money to be on television, to show your skill. Those days of NTA, those days of AIT, where they were still hot and they were very big in the space before maybe the internet media came out. You have to pay a lot of money to be able to be seen on the mainstream media. Right now, people don't have as much. And over the years, after putting themselves out there, they are even called and are being featured in those television screens for free. So that is the power that social media has in itself. So whatever you do today, whatever content you are creating today has the potential of reaching the world. One of those days, I had someone reach out to me from Burundi that he has been watching my content, that he visit when he sleeps and watching when he wake up. I'm like, how are you watching my content before you sleep and before you wake up? Now, it means a lot of things to him because he, what I said, maybe what he hasn't heard before, all right, or he has been hearing it from other people, but the exact thing I said or how I said it, how my head looks, how my looks must have attracted him to pay attention what I was saying, right? And a big difference in his life. And now from that point, he called me. I gave him my number. He called me. We spoke. He told me the challenges they're having in the creative industry in Burundi. I told him it's time to lead because the person that is leading is the person that is on the screen. all right, is a person that is being watched, right? You have something to share, you have a value to share, you have something in you, you want to share it, you want to give it to the world. So social media is just one way you give yourself that reach, all right? And then why do you want to share valuable content? Because you are valuable. When you share valuable content is because you are, all right? You being such a determines, it's a whole lot. I'll just briefly share about a number of items that I worked on, in a few events I've been, where I try to explain to people that social media or social media branding or personal branding have nothing to do with you put on the lights and cameras. Because as well have all these things, and it's like sharing value. All right. I talked about working on yourself personally, become a person of value. And how you become a person of value is by, first of all, understanding there is something called vision. And not see, on what you have been. So how, like, something in a moment where it's very limited, possible for a person to see beyond where he is, see beyond his poor states, right? He can only imagine just a few things. After a while, some things become impossible. I would to say that environment, even affects the quality of your dream. There are a lot of things that you might not see in an environment that doesn't, promote or create that, paint that picture of possibility for you. There are a whole lot of things you cannot see. So now, in the case of environment, it's time to now create the environment that will make that work. That is why I pity people. I just find it very funny why some people will see events that is going towards their career path on social media, that is being prepared, that's being worked on from or by people that have seen a possibility in where they can't see possibility, and they will not attend. Like, I still try to understand, because I see most of them on my WhatsApp status post some kind of event. I go for those kind of events, and they'll still come back to ask you the same question they have been asking for the past 2 years, because their mindsets have been stiff into pursuing what is not valuable. Okay, we'll still come back to that. All right. It is because of them, right? It will be very difficult for them to see them. If you're a Bible student, right? There's a part of the Bible, I don't know if it was Abraham said, what can you see as far as your eyes can see? So one of the limitations to the distance your eyes, can go is environment. Now, I've said that we've had a situation of the global village. Your local environment is just a location. You might be staying in Abuja, you might be staying in Lagos. That's just a geographical location. But now we've been able to be empowered. We have been empowered with the whole idea of
Hello, Dr. Paul, are you here with us?
yes, I'm here. Just give me a second.
Okay,
My battery is going down. Let me All right, sorry, my battery went down trying to be back. So now it becomes a problem because even when you see, right, or when you are positioning your environment is going to create an avenue for growth, you see it as stress. Because over time, you've conditioned yourself, all right, to see growth as money. And that is the poorest way to think. All right. A young man, someone said, if money is the only thing you have, then you are truly poor. All right, we'll still come to that. That's not our conversation for the day. So now, having said that, right, it's also important to know that even with your vision, the second thing, if you are not driven, if you don't have a strong desire to achieving that goal, I'm so sorry, you might be tired. You might drop off because it is not a joke. A strong desire to achieve that dream or to achieve that vision that you have for yourself or that you have seen. And that strong desire is going to keep you up. That strong desire is going to take you to places where you don't plan to be. I remember those days, right? When I had to sleep over in studios, right? I had to sleep over in studios. My mom works in a hospital in Kano. She's a chief. She's a big officer. My dad was doing so well. When I left our house, I was sleeping in studios. I know different types of mosquito sounds. I know but if I should name those mosquitoes by their name, I actually will know them. They know me and I know them, and we miss ourselves now. I mean, all right. But the desire, all right, to achieve what was in my mind is, kept me there. Now, there is you have a very strong, see, if an architect can think about something and draw it on paper and it is built and it comes to life, there is nothing you would think about that will not happen. All right. So now that starts shaping your character and starts shaping where you will be or where you want to be. The next thing is faith. And the next thing is commitment, willingness to act on every single thing, because that is the only thing that lacks in this particular generation. We have a lot of people speaking English on the internet. We have a lot of people telling you what to do, telling you how much, how to make $5,000 in 1 month, and people are rushing. Poor people rushing to make $5,000 1 month. How this trick is going to give you easy peasy. You don't have to do nothing. Anytime you hear you don't have to do nothing, run. Commitment is that willingness to act on your vision. And that is where it gets very difficult, because it doesn't matter how you feel if you're emotionally balanced. It doesn't matter how you feel if you've eaten today. It doesn't matter how you feel if you have the ginger or you have the motivation. Commitment doesn't have anything to do with motivation. You override the motivation, because by the end of the day, we have to go back and check some of the plans we've written, some of our plans to be on social media, the things we plan to share, and we are committed to it. There are sometimes I don't have to sleep. I have a lot to do, but I've put something on paper. I'm committed to doing this number of content. I'm committed to doing this number of things and still deliver my work and still push myself to do that. You don't have to see it. You don't have to know about it. You don't have to see it. You don't have to, know about it. All right. But by the end of the day, you are seeing success. But there are building blocks behind that success, which is commitment. For every time you are not committed to your vision, somebody is going to suffer for it, or people are going to suffer for it. So imagine you have a plan to share, to tell people about, how to make use of Photoshop your own way, or how to write something your own way. Each time you don't do that, not less than 10 to 50 people are not going to be smart. How many people have up to 100 followers on Instagram? If you have 100 followers on Instagram, you have 100 followers on Instagram. If you have up to 100 followers on Instagram, let me see that. Okay, have up to 100, have more than 100 people. Okay. If you have 200, like 200, just what's the list, right? Okay, everybody drop how many followers you have. I want to do an example for you now. Okay, you have 600, you have 400 plus. Okay, I want to see the list. You have 380. 380 happens to be the list. Okay, keep dropping, keep dropping. Now, let me use the list number, which is 380. Okay, the creative I have 1708. Now, let me use the list number 308 people. 308 people are following you. The size of a cinema hall, right, takes up to 200 to 300 people. Or 300 people thereabout. Yeah, that's what the size of a cinema hall is. Now, the size of a stadium can contain up to 100,000 people, sometimes 60,000, depending on how many is built. So 1,000 people is actually a lot of people. So what it means is that 1,000 people are waiting. 1,000 people have they followed your picture, hoping to gain something. But I mean, if 300 people are following you, there's no way, right? You have 300 people. 300 people. 300 people are following you. And the last time you made a post was in January 2019. Now, I don't know how to picture that, but Jesus Christ fed 5,000 people. I know Christians are here, right? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I think I have below 50. So that means you are fine. That means you are fine. If you have 50 people, I don't know if your bank account will be able to feed 50 people, but you have what money cannot buy that 50 people can benefit from. I don't know if I'm communicating, right? I'm so sorry, my dear. So sorry. So, commitment is to know that the vision you set for yourself is actually a bridge for somebody else to see his own vision. So some people might not see any vision until you act on your own. So most people are still going to be lost and confused in their direction until they see what you're doing. Some people, like the guy I met in, the Burundi guy, started creating content and started, putting his stuff out there. He even had become busier than myself because people now saw what he does. People now see what he does, and he has inspired a lot of Burundians over time. So that's commitment. Then the plan, you persist, then which is the most powerful part. So when you're coming out on social media or you have plans to be on social media, there's something they called subject knowledge, subject matter knowledge. You don't have to know everything, right? But it's very important you put yourself as somebody that wants to offer value. Let me say this, right? 10 people, like I'm talking right now, we have about 11 people on this call. And I guarantee you that these 11 people, if they say you should write what you heard, you're going to write 11 different things. And if they say you should present or feed us back with what you heard, we're going to hear another 11 different things. So even if 1,000 people are saying the same point, they are not actually saying the same things. And their disposition, their expressions might necessarily not be the same. And the way the other person is going to interpret this might be different from the way the other person is going to interpret his own thing. So people are actually waiting to hear your own version of what somebody else said, your own version of that. People just follow people because of the shape of their eyes sometimes, or because of they say, or he has more solo. I like this guy, yo. I like his glasses. See frosted frames. Oh my God. Chai. You just follow. Then one day, one of the content or the things you're going to touch might be tailored to what they're actually facing or what they're seeing at the moment. One of the reasons why you have is just recently start having more African images on maybe Free and all of these sites. Up till 2-3 years ago, before the COVID, you will hardly find the best images to use for your design if it's not Western people that are abroad, because they understand content creation as documentation, not a show off. Note that you are documenting, you are not showing off. The idea is to document, is to reference, is to keep tabs. So if it's about documentation and not showing off, that means we should have a track record of what you've been up to in the past 6 years till now. So when we want to write your story, when we want to, when you want to show up and all of that, you have where you are coming from. You can see growth. I know a lot of you want to see what the Biafran War looked like completely, and somehow it was captured. What if it wasn't captured? What if somebody didn't take the risk to carry camera into the war front? Sorry, I want to know in the comments. What if you didn't see all of that? Okay, so the next, let's say I'm going to go back to my distance. So this is how you build value. Subject matter knowledge, you have to build yourself in a niche if you like, or even if you don't like, but you have to know something. You have to, you have to feed people. And one thing, feed on people. And one thing I want you not to do is reduce the feeding you do. Reduce the number of content you consume and increase the number of content you produce. I think that's the idea P2B had for all of us. I mean, I'm sorry if you are, Tinubu supporter. I mean, I'm not spending, but I'm not saying. P2B say he wants us to be producers and not consumers alone. So what consumption does to you is it makes you lazy and obese. Then you overanalyze content. You overanalyze your own ideas. You cancel the best ideas in your mind. Come on, people know this. This person already said it. Oh, I don't think I have the best light. I don't think I have the best camera. I don't think I have the best this. I wish I have time to share what my set, what the first piece of content. Yeah, maybe one of those days I'm going to do that. So people don't really, I know it's you that is overthinking this. So as a designer, right, over the years, I discovered that the things I see as beautiful, when I push it to my clients, they see it as ugly. They don't understand it. Then when I now do the one that I feel this is not good enough, it's not good for the purpose, they fall in love with it. That means there's an issue or there's a situation or there's something about audience reaction coming into play. Over time, things are going to grow and it's going to change. So the time to start doing whatever you're doing is now. So improve yourself in subject matter knowledge. And then there's something called mental literacy. This might happen. This might help you a lot in also interpreting what you're going to put in out there and also how to understand, like just think better. So I came across the concept of mental literacy where it helps you think smarter. I mean, it gives you you have a better worldview. You have a better look at things, right? Especially one of the worldviews from mental literacy. You can Google it, mental literacy. You see some articles or mental models. Just type mental models. You see some articles that can help you read. You see how things are interpreted, right? One of the interesting ones is the map on the road and map on the streets and a map on the paper. So map on the paper will always look finer and simpler, even less complicated, sometimes complicated, but it's not as complicated as map on the streets. So what you are seeing on your boat app is different from what you're going to see on the main road. You understand my point? So on the boat app, you are seeing beautiful streets, nice stuff, cars are moving smoothly. But when you get on the street, road safety will stop you. Hold up is going to hold you there. So now when you understand that, you know that when you are making a plan, you have to make allowances and understand when things are not moving the way you plan it. So when you're also delivering your content, you deliver it in such a way that if we look at it from the possibilities angles of possibilities, right? Even if this person chooses not to go this far in applying what you are saying, right? The little it does can actually get the person to somewhere, even if he has a lot of challenges. Now, it also puts you in a place of empathy because you are a human being but you're a person of empathy. So you are delivering content, you are preparing content because you feel the pain of this person that might be needing this. Now, it's no longer about you. It's no longer about what you want to do. It's no longer about how your background is looking. It's about, if I don't bring this news, this person might make a very big mistake. All right. So if my purpose is not just to help you mental about it, learn more about mental, it increases your brain power to process when you are it's possible that you are being scammed because it's not always how it looks. Okay, mental models, yes, please, mental models. Yes, yes. Okay, so you've understand how to value your morale is going to always be a person of value. You have something to offer. You read, you share the littlest way possible. You write. I have a lot of things, a lot of writing I do. Okay, all right. Anthony and Azodo, your name sounds very familiar. Is your father a politician? Hmm? Okay. We've talked about that, and now the concept of criticism, right? We'll come to the practical stuff, but let's deal with the heart, because that's the major thing that is holding a lot of us back from engaging properly on social media. Is really about your career. That's just the truth. That are doing well. Yes, let's come up with it. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody. Right? Failures and comparison. These are three major things that people think about. Think about criticism, for and comparison. Somebody have I've not gotten to some places. I'm actually busy, like I'm doing my work. A lot of things on the pipeline. We're working on.
Hello, Dr. Po. Are you still with us? We can't hear you. Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm hoping Dr. Po will join us. I guess it's network glitch. Um, if you have questions, you can start noting them down because we still have about 30 minutes to the end of the session. And I'm sure that we have learned so much because I have learned. Um, from all that he has shared with us concerning social media and content creation. So please let's hold on while.
So you can find it for me. I'm going to make a reference to it where it said the kingdom of this world shall become the kingdom of our Lord. So if you get that for me, I'll be so happy. Is anybody on it? So just reference. I want to just reference something there. All right. Can anybody get that? Okay, can anybody get that part for me?
I think it's under Daniel 7:15.
Okay, let me check it out. Okay. I was thinking it was Revelation. Look at me. Bible student. No Sabi Bible. Okay, no, I'm coming. I'm coming. Is it in that place?
I'm also seeing it in Revelations 11:15 as well, but I want to
Yes. Yes,
confirm.
I think it is. Okay. I've seen it in Daniel, I've seen Revelation. So I
Yeah,
think somebody referenced somebody.
it
I
should
think
be
somebody referenced somebody
Revelations
there.
referencing Daniel.
Okay, Revelation was referencing Daniel, right?
Yes.
Now, he said, the kingdom of the world has become the kingdom of our Lord and his Messiah, and he will reign on it forever and ever. Now, you might ask yourself, right, what brought this about? Now, the time Jesus Christ wanted to leave the earth, right, disciples were like, let's go with you. We want to go with you. Are you going to take us? He was like, no, 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 don't do that, right? That's not the plan, right? He said, I don't pray that you guys, leave this earth, but you are here, right, to establish whatever it is that, God has in mind for me to do through the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit, had to be their comforter, more like to help them, all right, to guide them. So he said it is the comforter, is himself, he's just leaving himself with you. Now, the world system, right, operates in a very amazing way. And trust me, the poor is going to remain poor and the rich is going to become even more rich. Because that is the way it is. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or if you're a Muslim, or the principle of wealth is the same anywhere. In fact, when you say you are a millionaire, you have to be a millionaire across the world. So if you have 1 million, you are not a millionaire. If you have 10 million, you are not a millionaire. We'll start seeing you as a millionaire when you have at least $2 million. That is to say, when you travel across, when you go to London, you're a millionaire. When you go to Pakistan, you're a millionaire. When you go to UAE, you're a millionaire. Because egg will remain egg in London, in America. If it changes its form across all these parts, it becomes a problem. It loses its character. What makes it what it is? So now, the system of this world is in such a way that the poor will be poor anywhere he sees himself. Hey, I'm so sorry. But the time, this young man, forgotten, I think it was Philip, gave an instance. Jesus said back to him, don't worry, the poor will always be with you, right? This is not the goal. Now, if Jesus Christ will say the poor will always be with you, you have to go and think about it. Now, when he was sharing talents, there's this guy that said, oh my God, this talent he gave me was too small. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. So you're a very wicked master. I brought your talent back to you. Then he took that talent and gave to the guy that has the bigger talents. So it means that anytime you say you don't have the capacity to do something, you are actually lying, because they have given everybody equal capacity at the level they can play on. even as a leader, the people you give tasks to depends on the effort they're able to make and the result they're able to convert. So if Dangote is going to be converting more, the world will tilt towards Dangote. If Bill Gates is able to convert more, the world is going to tilt towards Bill Gates because he's producing more results. So if I should go harder on my content, I should go harder in producing valuable things, the world is going to tilt towards me even the more. Now, if I go lower and give myself more excuses not to do the things I'm supposed to do, not be committed to my assignment, the world is going to stay more far away from me. Because the idea is that the person who doesn't have, the one he has will be taken away from him. That's so ironical. I don't even know what to say about it. He doesn't have, but the one he has will be taken away from him. That is to say, there is nobody that don't have, right? If you don't have, right, the one you have, it might even be your life. It will be taken away from you. Then the person that has even more, the more will be added onto him. Now, when it gets even really interesting, is that he said he made you light of the world. These are my motivations, right? And if I have the light, which is value, and I went to hide under the bushel, it makes the light of no use. It's a nonsense light. Now, I say light of the world. That is so powerful in his sense. A light of the world. It's too powerful to explain, right? It means that if I don't show up, the world will be in darkness. That's how powerful. In fact, you can't create darkness. So anytime there is darkness, it means that there actually is absence of light in that environment. So you cannot increase darkness. You can actually take away light, but you can increase the intensity of light. So now, if this means increasing the intensity of, of your content schedule, if this means increasing the intensity of your literacy, going back to study, or, going back to create amazing ways to dish out, that which God has given you, or that which you are here to fulfill through the media space, then so be it. Because what you just have to do is to understand you're a person of value. I'm a child of light. And anytime I don't come out, anytime I don't show up, everywhere is going to be dark. So somebody is going to see light anytime I show up. So it could be by taking pictures of what you've done today and saying what you felt and how you felt it and sharing it to the world. It could be creating a no voice reaction. It could be sharing an opinion from what just came out. It could be anything, because the strategy, like I said, those are now strategies you now work around. But the major idea is that you understand the motivation behind where you are. So, like I said, you are not showing up, you are giving value, you are documenting. Very important. Don't forget that is very important. The pixel of your camera is not the next thing. So let's now go to the real thing. Your target audience has to be really specified. Like I said, the way we arrange target audience is in such a way that, like I said, your target audience can be anything. I learned a lot from Mr. Tola Alabi when he spoke about how he actually, started giving value to a wider audience, right? People that even do design and people that don't do design. So whatever he does, resonates, shares, was able to resonate with everybody because he's now a live, he brands the live branding. Let's get the human being. Like I always say, let's get the person. Because when you'll be able to get the substance of the person, the brand comes from the outside. That's how branding works, right? If Apple or if a car, let me use a Mercedes car, all right? You see a Mercedes car, you see luxury, you see premium, you see, things around that nature because they created the impression for you to see. So they created a perception for you to see. So most times it's you that give that thing value. Not really yeah, they invested in that value, they invested in it. But what actually now adds the value to it is that your response to it and the right response is resonating with every other person that is. So they found a way to make it work that a particular set of people, or even if you have not reached that part, or if you have not reached a level to buy an E-class, a GLK for yourself, you already separated yourself from that class mentally. So when you are dealing with target audience, it's a deep thought that you have to do, because your target audience goes beyond man or woman. It goes beyond everybody. It's a document, it's an arrangement you need to write. You specify them based on their behavior, based on their demographic. So by their behavior, you look at how they behave. All right. Every other thing in life, how they eat, where they go to. All right. Now, we're able to break those things down, how they eat, where they go to, how they interact, what they are very interested in. And the best way to actually understand, if you have done Facebook ad before, is to give you a better understanding of what a target audience is. And I urge you to go and learn how to do Facebook ads. It's no longer about a few people. If you are into the creative space, learn how to create a Facebook ad. It will help you in life, now or in the future. So help you understand that. Then you do a research of needs. There's something research of needs, preference, and pain points. Okay. So what is actually the thing that these people need? So ChatGPT is even there to help you. You can put it on ChatGPT. People in this category of audience, what kind of things would they be needing? Right? What do you think is going to be their major problem or their major pain point? Then their preferences and their pain points. Because if you're able to address people, so I made a post the other time. I said, I read it somewhere actually. See, it said ads that are well crafted, you will escape a plane crash faster than an ad well crafted, because that ad was crafted for you. Human reactions are predictable, very predictable. You can predict what a human being can do or will do in every situation, almost at least 99%. Let's leave the 1% for uncertainties. All right. So if that is done, that means you can actually create a content that can reach 1 million people. All right. That can get to 1 million people that think and behave alike. Do you understand? All right. You understand my point? So, having said that, then these ones are most technical. I'm rounding up because I wanted to deal with the character, the human behind the content. So these other ones you can Google it. Trust me. Is the content pillars. Okay. I need to find my Uche. Please help me in my diary. I think I wrote a very fresh content pillar. I've seen content pillars, but I I I wrote it, specifically because of how interesting it was, right? Okay. Yes, thank you. So sorry, Uche is my boss. Um, uh, okay. So content pillars, vary in different ways, right? For this time around, I was trying to look into ideas such as maybe in your niche or where you want to base or what you want to talk about. Just as a startup, you're just starting, this whole content thing. It's good to look into quick tips, and trust me, you can actually pick ideas from other people and pick ideas, almost share exactly what you shared, but from your own point of view. All right. And quick tips helps as content pillars, industry myths. So whatever industry you might be, there are things that come out from time and they're trendy. So the last time I think it was Free Pigs rebrand, and all those rebrands that are controversial. I like to talk about it. And you have common mistakes people make or common mistake within that niche. Then you have personal stories always sell. They always sell. And, also get to see what people say under your comments, right? And create content around it. So that should be able to give you a grips of what you're going to hold in your hand. So you have the part of the industry meet, you have the part of quick tips you can quickly share, you have the part of basically showing your work if you want to, and all of that stuff. And you have the part of sharing your own personal stories, as the case may be. So
Okay, if you have questions, you can send it in the comment section, or you can turn on your mics to ask. I'm sure that we all have questions.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. Poe, good evening. I'm really glad that you spoke to us this evening. I've learned a lot. And I just want to, it's not really a question. I missed some points that you mentioned when you are listing out some of those content tips. So I don't know if you can just help us repeat them again.
So I mentioned quick tips, right? Just something very fast, 5 things, 3 things, all those kind of stuff. Okay. So that's one of them. All those quick tips, like do you know, and all the rest of them. Do you understand? And then it could be in your own observability. Nobody is the owner. All right. You got me. Are you the owner? So the next one is industry myths. So basically the things that happen in your industry, maybe it could be common beliefs and stuff like that, something around that. All right. So you build your pillars around it, build your content around those things. You understand? So the next could be common mistakes that people make. Common mistakes. You are finding the solution to those mistakes. Do you understand? So people are always very eager to see negative things, unfortunately. So, but then your job is to make it clear to them that it's not that bad. They can always turn around. Then the next is your personal stories based on things. If I start sharing, I have a lot of videos recorded already, I haven't edited. If I start sharing different stories that happened to me at different times, different clients, different experience, the internet might turn into two, because I mean every other person that have gained that level of freedom would have also experienced that thing or coming. People might not even believe some of those experiences, right? But I mean, people want to hear stories, people want to hear you share something. People like stories a lot, gist lover, you understand? So that's why people like that are available. Then you have common questions that people ask. So common questions that people ask, and also will make you go into comment section to also see what people have right there. So another question. I think I've answered this one.
Okay,
Have
so
I, or haven't I?
question. I have a question. Okay, so it's in,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, ma.
Okay, sorry. It's from the angle of content creation. So yeah, I
Okay.
actually see how you like post like back to back. It doesn't even look like as if there are times where there is nothing to post and all that. So like for example, have been having issues, putting out content on my past. So the question is
All
like,
right.
how can you ensure that um there's no breakage? Yes, I understand the fact of creating content, like multiple content and stuff. But I mean, there are some times that you want to there is nothing to create. There's nothing really happening that you want to put out there. So I mean, is it normal? Do you have that? Because I don't notice that from your end.
Ah. um so,
You laughed at for me.
so yes. So you know what I discovered. It used to happen to me, but I finally found out that if I really don't want to lack what to post, like if you determine not to lack anything, you're not gonna. So this is how it works, right? First of all, you don't need to overthink what you put out there. Okay. Number one rule: don't overthink what you want to put out. Are you back?
Yes, I am. I'm so sorry about this whole network thing.
Okay, no problem. So now, right, I will take it. I'll be very fast with it. So first and foremost, right, first of all, don't take yourself too serious because social media people are not serious people. Have you gone to comment sections before? Like if you go to Insta blog people, you see comment section and all of that. I don't know if you have seen something like that.
Yes, definitely.
So
That's why.
something as small as yes. See, don't like I write most of the time. Is either if I am, let me just show you as crazy as this thing is, the day I sit down to put it together, it might work for me. All right. I just anywhere I am, I'll just write it here. For this particular book, right? It's just a diary. The front part is for content, the middle part is for tasks and activities and all of that. Now, I I just look at people, I look at situations, I look at people's reactions. The last thing that just happened, I just okay. Let's say this person don't know this thing. And trust me, till tomorrow, like Jesus Christ said, the poor will always be in your midst. There are people that don't know the littlest thing on earth. So don't overthink people and don't overthink yourself. Yes, there's always that time where there's nothing to create, but if you look around, you're underestimating what you have. Just saying that, just coming up online right now. Let me read a comment for you now. Let me read something for you. Let me just read something for you now. Let me just read something for you.
Okay.
So now look. This is something you wrote. But now coming online to say, hi guys, good morning. And yesterday's session, I learned something from one of our speakers at Creative Giant. And that was actually me who was talking to, saying something like, reducing the content you create and increase the reducing content you consume and increase the content you make actually makes more sense to me than anything. But I think you also, should think about it and tell me what you think in comment section. How many seconds did that take?
No, up to 30.
Fantastic. Now, I had some things written. So this was what in my mind. This was what was in my mind. Display the Trajan biscuit and the blue band brand. So now when I see this, this is what it tells me because the niche I wanted to cover is just people and branding. So now, hi guys. Do you remember those days where you see Trajan biscuit or display Trajan biscuits, right? And I personally was eating that biscuit because I wanted to have muscles because of the drawing on that biscuit. And I don't know if any other person felt the same thing I felt. And also the blue band, they were saying that blue without BB is like a bear without an angel. That means I saw the kids growing taller, on their feet. I also wanted to grow taller. And that is the power of storytelling. These guys have sold you a story about how blue band is going to make you by just painting a picture for you. And that is the power of branding. You too should start telling such stories. See you guys in the next session. Now, I didn't go to study this. I just used what I learned, what I saw when I was small. Right? What I observed when I was little. Right? To write this. It's not out there yet. I'm still working on it. I wanted to get those biscuits. Right? So the message there is stop selling, start telling stories. So that's the message there, right? So then if you also build based on niche, when you have maybe quick tips to share, and note, please don't wait until there's a perfect condition. So I've been able to make it easy for myself, right? I no longer wait for perfect conditions to be able to record. So if either I'm recording my phone and maybe edit, or I travel, I don't have anything, I use the mic to record, and just one ring light right there, just one tiny ring light just right there. And the tripod stand is pretty small. And then you can have a conversation with yourself. When you're ready to record, you can start talking what you want to talk. So you can run out of ideas, but any day you run out of ideas, you can tell us you're out of ideas. Okay?
Okay.
You can just come up, hi guys, I wanted to create content today, but trust me, I have no idea what to say. Please tell me what to say in the comment section. I'm going to tell you what to say.
Wow. Okay.
That's simple as that. It's as simple as that.
That's true, because
I
it's
understand my
even a
point.
way of engaging with your audience.
Exactly. So
And some of
don't
them
take
are
yourself
happy
too
they want
serious.
you to say. Yeah.
Yes. Some people have asked some people, send me, oh, your content was really nice. Okay, what kind of thing do you want me to talk about more and all of that? Do you understand? They tell me, oh,
Yeah.
I say, okay, go to Behance. I don't have strength. Sometimes I also want to, your speaker is not going through setting to different. Oh, can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think I touched something. So you get it. So no content is actually a content. Okay, so you can actually share the fact that you have nothing to share. Okay, so then if you also break it down in the tips, and like I shared the tips, the quick tips, and all of that stuff, it will make sense to you even more. Like I have like crazy content I haven't even done because I just write. If I'm in the bus, I can see something, I'm like, see content too. Okay, so there is the part I wrote in this same notes area. I said, understand a lot of people like to mix soup, but in product branding is not the same. So when people, people like to mix soup, like a mix of banana soup and all of that. But when you want to, create a brand, or when you want to do a logo, you don't do like that. You don't mix up things just to look or feel the way you want it to taste you. And life doesn't work the way it works in your head, your mind. And trust me, that sometimes I don't even think, okay, I've done this one when a DJ is dancing, was playing song, and he fell, this thing fell on the ground. I think I just posted it. I said, so people, DJs just like to touch things, right? So I think I was in a wedding. I saw the DJ moving up and down, touching things. But in my ears, the thing is not changing now. It did not change the music. So why are you touching plenty things? All right. And that's how a lot of clients behave. They're always touching something, change the design, touch this one, move this one, change this one, until the whole thing carry the guy fall and for ground like that, right? And and all of that stuff. I wrote about efficiency, softwares, a lot of creatives that use softwares. Making use of those softwares doesn't, it's for efficiency, not really that you're a bad guy. It's not a swag. If you're doing a layout, it's good to use a layout-based software that helps it make easy for you to manipulate layouts and not lose your files. If you're doing a vector, the same thing. If you're doing a bitmap, the same thing. So you should have these tools in your arsenal, right? Not so it's show off. It's just a nice to have because of the efficiency. So I'm going to design a brochure in 3 hours, but it's going to take somebody about a day to do that same brochure, right? Because I'm using a tool meant for brochures, and it's not my fault. So when I'm done, I'll collect the same amount of money. It's going to take that person to do it in 2 days, in 3 hours, and move on to the next one. All right. So this is like their content ideas. Just normal conversation we're having a very good day. Somebody just tell you something, just write it on paper. The person doesn't know that it's generating content. Every day is a content. Everything is content. Everything, every day. I wanted to even record something. A client of mine went to his house, he gave me a popcorn that you have to make in your microwave. That's the first time I've seen it. So I wanted to expose myself to you guys. Say, hi guys, I got a popcorn and let's make it together and love that. But NEPA never bring lights till yesterday, so I have to find a way and do all of that. So it's a nice one to have. So never run out of it. There's always ideas, it's always fresh. And you also tell yourself that you have fresh ideas and ideas are going to come to you for free. You're a big guy, you're a big girl. People are going to listen to you and they're going to be excited. And the more you say that, the more you do that, it will happen, right? Because you feel freer, right? Just put on your camera. I don't even bother what people are saying. You see, that one you are recording, I think there's an engagement I got recently. You know, I was recording an ad for this thing. I was just in the midnight. I just have to engage myself in a discussion by myself. I'm talking about, oh my, this recording. And I posted it and people were like, oh my God, thank you, all of that. Oh, I wouldn't have, I thought it's that. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy, right? You're supposed to do it anyways, easy or not easy. Just do that thing and post it right there. So one day you look back and you're, oh wow, thank God I did it regardless. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for that extensive and like filled with so much value. I think I understand you right now. So, because actually there are things that I want to say, but I feel like, why do I need to share this? Like just like you said now, that
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be so serious. And also, I think that's what I would just do when I feel like there is nothing, like really, really, even if I think that even if from that point of view that there's nothing to share, and maybe I just want to say what's currently going on, I think even some people actually value it because people like gist.
Yeah.
Like
People
people
like
want to
this.
know what's going on, So yeah, thank you very much. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Poe, for your time and for this amazing session, delivering so much value, and it was worth it, honestly. Even me myself, I learned. Okay, Anthony said, thank you, Dr. Poe. I really gained enough insight about social media and content creation. So y'all should just say thank you to Dr. Poe in the comment section so he knows that he actually did us well. He did justice to
Thank
social
you.
media and content creation, because honestly, I'm really wowed at how you actually put out content on your social media. Like, I'm like, but this one is actually a designer. And, oh,
You're
how do
actually
you have
busy.
time to do all these
I'm
things?
busy, oh my dear.
Yes,
It's
I
not
know you are
easy.
busy. I know, I can see it, and I know. But then you still
Mm.
show up, and it's really amazing to see. That's why I was
Mm.
like, okay, we need to discuss. We need you to come and give us some of these things that you know you're doing. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Um, Amen.
Thank you.